right angles, point isolations, vertical stacking. What madness is this? Drex here from Drex Factor Poi, bringing you the love of poi spinning and flow arts to benefit your body and brain, and today I have gone way too far down the right angle rabbit hole. Before we dive in, I just want to give a quick shout out to the friends of the channel. Big thanks to Dark Monk, Flow Fests, Flow Toys, Pyroterra Light Toys, LMF Props, Spinballs, and Ultrapoi for helping to make the videos on this channel possible. You can learn more about all these amazing companies and the work that they're doing to support flow artists like yourself by checking out the links that I've got down in the description of this video. So remember a couple weeks ago when I uploaded what I referred to as the quenchiest poi combo? I came this close to calling it the right angle poi combo on account of those interesting pendulums and stalls that I was doing in the beginning of it. And then I abruptly realized I could create a combo made of all tricks that involve right angles and everything, and thus this monster was born. And part of the challenge here is, quite frankly, that I don't think I have a tutorial for any one of the tricks that I'm showing off in this combo, which means that we're going to have to learn all of them in the course of this tutorial video here. So hopefully you all are down to take a little bit of a voyage with me. I will go ahead and show you the combo at full speed and then take you through it piece by piece before finally showing it to you again in slow motion. Oh goodness. Well, let's first talk about the different tricks that we're going to be using in the course of this combo and everything. The first one, of course, is this old jam that Ronan McLaughlin dropped in a performance video several years ago. I'll go ahead and link to that video down in the description and everything. But as for the mechanics of how it's actually done, you're going to need to have one poi that's just kind of hanging out in space and everything. And what you're going to do with the other one is you're basically going to do like a little top stall. And if you want to just hang out for a second, rocking out a pendulum right there and everything, that's totally fine, because you're going to need to know how to do this for the next trick anyway. But basically, after you make that stall, when the poi is pointed out to its native side, so I'm doing this with my right hand, right poi and everything, I drop it straight down as the poi is on its way down and everything. Now, once you get to the bottom here and everything, you're going to wait until that poi is kind of hanging over to the non-native side, so off to the left and everything. And when that happens, you're going to do a point isolation around it, yeah? But the trick here is that you're going to pull the other poi with it. So basically, you're taking this entire right angle shape and you're kind of taking it over to the side and everything. And that's what gets the other poi spinning. Now, once that other poi is spinning, you do the same operation. You do that top stall, and then when the poi is over on its native side, you drop it straight down the length of the poi. Notice how as I'm doing these pendulums and everything, as I'm going down, that I'm basically tracing the length of the poi that's just kind of hanging out there in space and everything. Make sure you maintain that relationship. And once again, when the poi is heading over to the non-native side, that is, this is my left-hand poi going over to the right side, I do a point isolation around the head, boom, and kind of move the entire shape up and around, holding onto that right angle and everything, and that's what gets my right-hand poi spinning. So if we do this at speed, it winds up being, I do top stall, pendulum down, push it up. Top stall, pendulum down, push it up. Top stall, pendulum down, push it up, top stall, pendulum down, push it up. Notice that as I am doing this, I am making it move from side to side. That is, there's about a poi length between the positions where I have the poi just kind of like hanging out and everything, right? But our second trick is one that we originally learned for the quinchiest poi combo from a couple weeks ago, which is that as we're kind of performing this pendulum here with the handles of the two poi even and everything, I'm going to go ahead and make like I'm going to do like a downstall with the poi that is doing a pendulum, and at the same time I'm going to pull up and inward on the tether of the poi that was just hanging out there and everything, and I'm going to bring the entire right angle shape to the side, and it switches up which poi is doing a pendulum and which one is just kind of hanging out there. Now, plot twist, unlike when I did this as the quinchiest combo, we're not just going to go back and forth across our body like this. We're going to take this across the stage. So now that I have switched over to having my right hand just hanging out and everything, I am going to now follow my left hand over right here. See how it's the same idea, but I'm just moving a step further forward in that direction and everything. So as it goes off to its native side, boom. And then when my left hand poi is off to my right hand side, I go boom. And then I believe I do it one more time where boom, I follow that right poi, and I'm going to work my way back. Boom, following the left poi, and then, whoops, boom, following the right poi. Yeah? All right, next up, we are going to play around with another right angle trick, but this one involves the point of contact with the poi being at the heads, yeah? So as I have my left hand in pendulum, my right hand poi is just kind of hanging out about chest level or so. And when my left poi head comes up to meet my right poi head, I switch both of the poi. I do point isolations with both, and that makes the poi that had been doing a pendulum come to a stop, and the other one switch into a pendulum. Boom, like so, boom, like so, boom, like so. It will totally mess you up if they collide, so work as hard as you can to keep them out of alignment with each other, because and I'll show you that from the side here, that basically I'm keeping my left hand poi slightly in front of my right hand poi as I'm doing this and everything, just to make sure that they can't run into each other and mess up my clean lines here, you know? All right, and now our final trick is just going to be a standard vertical stack. So I basically do anti-spin out with one poi, and as it comes up to meet the handle of the other poi and everything, I do a point isolation, and that stalls it. I drop both down, anti-spin out with the left, and when the poi head comes up at a right angle to my my other poi handle and everything, I boom, do a point isolation, drop them both down, anti-spin, point isolation, drop them down, anti-spin, point isolation, drop them down, so on and so forth. Yeah? All right, so with all of our tricks under our belt, let's put them together into a combo now, shall we? So this starts off basically center stage and everything, and I'm going to give myself like a bit of a lunge over to stage left, and I'm going to kind of hang my poi over here about shoulders width apart. And this starts off with my focus over to stage left, and then I'm going to switch it straight towards the camera. Then I'm going to bring my right hand poi around, do that top stall, and fall down. And when I do the little shape change and everything, I'm also going to move my entire body over with it. Boom, like so. Yeah? You want to wind up in a place where you're kind of sitting there in coupe with your right foot touching your left ankle and everything. So as I come around, boom, I kind of give myself a little shuffle step there and everything to get me over. And then I do the same over to the right, do the same over to the left, yeah? You see how I'm kind of using that movement from side to side to also shift my weight with my feet and everything? Yay, I like when these two things meet up. So you're going to do this back and forth, but eventually you're going to come around to that place where we have your left hand poi hanging and your right hand poi coming up to meet it and everything. This is where we make our shift into that walking series of pendulum stalls and everything, right? So from here, I'm going to follow the right hand poi when it goes out to my right, boom, and then follow my left hand poi when it goes out to my right, boom, and then work my way back, following right poi, and then following left poi. Now, when I get here, I'm gonna go ahead and shift the game plan around a little bit, and I'm gonna swing that right poi around to come up and meet my left poi, so that now we are at the alignment for that third trick. And again, we're gonna play around with some coupes here, but it's gonna go a little bit more rapidly. So as I push the left poi over, I go coupe to the left, coupe to the right, coupe to the left, coupe to the right. And I'm putting just a little bit of kind of body movement in that and everything too, where my body is kind of curling over to the side because, well, I just think it looks cool, right? This is gonna keep going on and everything until we reach this point where we've got the left hand hanging and the right hand doing the pendulum and everything. And from here, we're gonna go ahead and start that vertical stack. So to do that, I'm gonna add a little bit of energy to that right hand poi, give myself anti-spin out to the side. It's gonna climb up. Boom, we drop them both down. Left hand goes out and then up, drop them both down. Right hand goes out, up, drop them both down. Left hand up and around. And after that second time with the left hand and everything, I just wrap them both around my hands, and that's the end of our combo, yeah? All right, let's talk through that again from the top. So I start with my lunge over to the left and my poi hanging out next to me. I shift focus to the camera, stall the right poi, and boom, coupe to the left, boom, coupe to the right, boom, coupe to the left, boom, coupe to the right. I hang out, walk it to the right, walk it to the right, and then walk it back, and walk it back. Right hand comes around, coupe left, coupe right, coupe left, coupe right, coming around, and boom, stack it down. Left hand on top, they go down. Right hand on top, they go down. Left hand on top, they go down. Wrap them up, and you're done. Just like that. Awesome. Let's see it again in slow motion. Yeah, so this one was a little weird, and before anybody asks, the reason I didn't do any quarter time stuff in here is because I don't actually like doing quarter time, so it was a challenge for me both to find a series of tricks that used right angles while at the same time avoiding quarter time. And I think that this is a really interesting use of both of those concepts, so I hope you agree with me on that score. Did you learn this combo? Do you want to show off your skills? I would love to see it. Please post a video of yourself doing this combo to Instagram and make sure to use the hashtag DrexFactorPoi so I can check it out. Alternatively, you can also post a video of yourself doing this combo to your stories. Make sure to tag me. I am at DrexFactor on Instagram, and if I see it, I will go ahead and copy it over to my own stories so that all of my followers can see your hard work. Please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe so that other people can find this video. And finally, a huge thank you, because this video would not be possible without the kind contributions of these wonderful folks right here. These are my wonderful supporters on Patreon, and they make this video and all the videos on this channel possible. If you would like to sign up to support the work that I do, and yay, it would be awesome if you did, but totally understand if you don't have the means. But if you do, head on over to patreon.com/DrexFactorPoi and sign up. You can get early access to all of my content, as well as a say in what topics I tackle in the future. I think it's a pretty good deal, so you should go check that out. Sweet. So by the time you're seeing this, I should have a new flow video out with some awesome combos in it, so be on the lookout for some combo tutorials that are inspired by that flow video coming out over the course of the next couple weeks and everything, yeah? Let me know, what kinds of combos do you want to see out of me? Do you want to see more beginner work? Do you want to see more intermediate stuff? Is there a specific trick you would love to see me integrate into a combo? Please let me know down in the comments. And I really, really enjoy getting inspired by the stuff that people make requests of and everything. So please and thank you, and I will see you again next week. Have a great weekend. Peace.